I'm going to discuss with you how a funding request or a funding document is processed for the government. How that works is that a contract is awarded. That contract is awarded, and the contract holder would be the program analyst. That is the person who is communicating with the actual customer, which is the contract holder, to make sure everything is good, what funding they're going to be using, when the job needs to be done, yada, yada, yada. That information is provided to me on what we call a funds request. That funds request should have the following information. It should have the statement of work, meaning the description of what is going to be happening, what we're paying for, the color of money that's being paid, whether it's different types of funds, the funding amount. It should also have the funding period of performance, which we call a funding pop, as well as a contract pop. The funding pop is going to give us the grace period in which the contract needs to be awarded. The contract pop is the grace period of when the job should actually be completed. That information is given to me on that funding request. I process that funds request into the system in order for the customer to get paid for their job. Now, where the operations of management comes into play is that everyone has to be dressed right dressed, meaning we have to understand and know what's going on at all times. Any information that is provided to me on that funds request that is not correct will be kicked back. The process and how it goes, it comes from the contractor to the program analyst to the budget analyst, which is myself, and from myself to the director. The director is initially the one who signs all the funding documents. So she's aware of everything that goes on. If something is not correct on that funds request before it is actually completed the process, she will kick it back. That can be that the dates are wrong, the dollar amounts are wrong. There are documents that's attached to the funds request that are not accurate or have not been approved, or even the wording. So that is something that has to be provided to me from the PA. We all have to be on the same accord, which requires us to be in a lot of meetings to understand what is required and what is not required. A lot of times that what's required for us is not the same requirement for the actual contractor, the person who actually was awarded the contract. And in that situation, which is a recent issue that I've had to deal with, I have to get with the actual contract holder and to see what that information is, what they need, what they don't need, and then adjust accordingly. Once that's figured out, then we can move on to the process where the director will sign off on it and the customer will be paid within that grace period in which they need to be paid. This is all pertinent information. We have to be on the same accord, because if not, they will not get paid in a timely manner, in which the mission will fail because we have failed to meet the requirements needed for the job. Thank you.